So last week, we were talking about tipping your delivery driver. And then a few months ago, we were talking about how women decline drivers or delivery drivers that have male names or shoppers that shop for their groceries that have male names. What happens if a you see a female name and then it's a guy that shows up or it's a guy that calls you because he's delivering your food or stuff? What do you do? Because apparently some of these guys are getting around the fact that women don't want males by using women names. So let's look at this. This woman says, "What's with the fake female names when getting delivery? I swear 9 times out of 10, I order food or anything off DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats, or whatever. The driver's info will pop up with a female name, but no pic. Then surprise, surprise, it's a man dropping off. And I'm not talking gender neutral names like Ashley or Kelly. It'll be Natalie, Jessica, Tabitha. And then a dude who is alone, not like with a girlfriend or boyfriend doing orders together, just one guy. This pisses me off so much. Should I be reporting these drivers? Would it make any difference? I don't know. There's just something that freaks me out about guys using female names to seem like female delivery drivers. Because what else could the reason be? I've also noticed these are the guys that half the time, even when the order says leave at the door, they will still ring doorbell and kind of just wait there. I've had to pretend to not be home with cars in the drive because Sarah, who was a large dude, was standing on my porch after setting the food down and sending me the delivery pic and kind of just waited for like 5 minutes, even though I have multiple notes on my delivery saying set down and leave and that I will not be answering the door for anything. She says, I know I need to start putting a fake name. Honestly, I'll probably switch it to a male name, but I kind of don't want to see I don't want to see how this probably won't be an issue at all once a guy's name is on my orders. You know? I have a feeling this is all because it is a female name and they want to find out if I'm attractive and alone, but I really don't want to confirm that. Is this just me being a little too suspicious, or is this a legit predator thing, tax evasion, maybe using fake identity? But again, why men using female names then? I don't know. Whole thing makes me uncomfy and wish I was a guy so I could confront them on why. The F are they using female names and not putting a pic on the profile that will clearly show a man. I've kind of stopped ordering anything off these apps because of this. Also, I just want to note it's not every guy that drops off that gives weird vibes. Most guys use at least a guy's name and they are fine. The ones that act weird are the ones that pop up with a female name and then a guy is dropping off my order. And at least in my area, 9 times out of 10, it shows a female name as a driver. It's actually a guy who shows up. And she goes on to say that no, she hasn't reported because she's like a kind of she's doing that woman thing where she doesn't want to get people in trouble. So I've never actually had this happen to me. I don't really do deliveries that much. I do it sometimes. But so here are some of the comments though. This person says, I'm guessing it's like the people who say they're coming by bike because their license is suspended, but they actually show up in a car. I've never actually had a bike delivery, but 90% say they're arriving on a bike. They're using their girlfriend, wife, mom's name to get an account because they aren't allowed to drive, have a criminal record, or otherwise aren't employable with a delivery company. The next person, I've heard it. I've heard it guessed that drivers will register a bike in order to restrict their range. If there are plenty of orders in an urban area, it would help maximize their dollar per mile driven. And somebody that is a driver says, driver here, sometimes it's common to have drivers do bike instead of car to avoid background checks if there are issues with it. This person says, I also suspect these are people trying to hide a bad driving record. This would bother me if I was looking for a ride and they were lying because of a bad driving record, but I don't see how they could do that in the situation because if Uber or Lyft tells me Jessica is going to be my driver and some dude shows up, I'm not getting in the driver. I'm not getting in the car. For delivery, I don't really care about the driving record because if they crash and my Indian food doesn't make it to me, yeah, I'll be annoyed in that moment, but it doesn't really have any long term consequences for me, and that's their bad decision to make. So, this is the new discussion point. Have you guys seen men pop up when a woman's name was on your delivery? You guys go ahead and weigh in and let me know what you think about this one. This one would definitely freak me out, especially if I was a single woman getting food delivered, and then all of a sudden a big old dude that has the name Jessica pops up at my door and doesn't leave, doesn't follow instructions like leave the food there. Jessica just wants to stand there as you come down. Go ahead, weigh in, like, comment, share.